Hey, my babies, it's the queen. So, yeah, real quick. Um, Life is life, just so y'all know. And nobody in life owes you shit. They don't owe you an explanation. They don't owe you conversation. They don't owe you anything, okay? But here's a quick part of life that we all know. In life, we have friends. The friends that we find in life, we make them our family. So your friends, you have a friend group that is like your family. But I'm gonna tell you like this. This is what I'm coming to talk to you about today. Some of y'all motherfuckers don't know how to be friends once you get into a relationship. I can't stress it enough. I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And I'm going to be real with you. If you are friends with me and you get in a relationship, I don't care that you are in a relationship. I don't feel like our friendship needs to change. Yes, I'm going to give you a little bit more space so that you can get to know your partner, your spouse, whoever it is that you're with. Yes, I'm going to give you a little bit more privacy, but do I expect you to ignore everything about me until you feel like it? No, because a relationship is still a two-way street. Let me give you an example. When the queen was married, we ain't gonna speak of this after today, but when the queen was married, my ex used to say all the time, when we got married, you signed on to forsake all others. Motherfucker, suck my dick. Okay? You never forsake all others in a relationship. Okay? And I know that they say that as part of your wedding vows, but maybe they say that to people, well, maybe it started when people didn't have kids outside of marriage and all of that good shit. And people didn't realize that, you can't just give up your everything for one person. That's not life, okay? So when he used to say that to me, when my kids used to call, they'd be like, okay, well, I'm talking to you. Okay, you live with me, but I haven't seen my son in a while because he's deployed somewhere. So I'm going to cancel this conversation that we're having face to face and answer the phone for my son. And when I'm done talking to my son, I'm going to come back and talk to you. Why? Because you live with me. No, I'm not forsaking my fucking children for somebody that is not their parent. I'm not forsaking my children for anybody. You know why? I carried them. I pushed them out of this vessel right here. And ain't no way in the world that I'm going to not give a fuck about my kids because I married somebody. But I notice you women, y'all out there doing it. I seen a video and it hurt me so bad. And I think I spoke about it maybe 2 years ago before, but the situation has arose again because y'all women are out here doing the same shit. So this woman had posted on Facebook, having the best time with my son. Mind you, her son was like 5, 6 years old. Having the best time with my son. Sadness to know this is going to be the last time I see him. Now, I thought the little boy was sick. I thought something was wrong with him. So I was like, oh my God, prayers, 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 and blessings. What's wrong? What type of illness does he have? Is he okay? This girl came back with, oh, he's fine. I'm putting him up for adoption because my new boyfriend doesn't want me to have any children. That is forsaking your child for a man. You putting your child in a system of people who don't give a fuck about them for a man. And my major question to this woman was, what if your relationship does not work? Oh, I'm doing everything he's telling me to do, so my relationship will be perfect. Women, ladies, people, you cannot get in a relationship with a person and do everything that they tell you to do and think the relationship is perfect. That means you are a slave and they are a master. Okay? When you are in a relationship, you are a hand and they are a hand. And those hands are supposed to mesh together. There is no way in the world you should be putting your child up for adoption to keep a man. Okay? There is no way in the world that you have friends that you've had in your life for 30, 40 years. And they can't even get a call back because you so busy worrying about what your man or your spouse is doing. Now, if you got to worry about your spouse that severely, then maybe you shouldn't be with them because you have a problem. If you have to go everywhere your spouse go, do everything your spouse do, know everybody that they talking to in every single conversation that they in, you are not in a secure relationship, even if you look happy on the outside. Because with one wind blow the wrong way and that person changes their mind on anything that you're doing, then what? What will you have? What will you have? I've personally seen someone that I really gave a shit about neglect everything for the person that they are with. And I can no longer watch it, so I no longer want to be a part of their life. But they exit themselves out of my life by starting with I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this, and then they don't. There's only but so many times you can tell me that you're going to do something before I kick you out of my life and I can do it my fucking self. But I have watched this person who didn't really know who they were before they got in a relationship lose their self fully. Now they think they know who they are because they're always, I go everywhere they go, but I be. No, you don't. Your family let you know that you've fallen off. Your friends let you know that you've fallen off. And it seems like the only friends that you want to hang around now are the ones that are unhappy. Or you only want to hang around people that he knows. That's fine. But that's you. That's not how it goes. When you're in a relationship with someone, you should not have to cut off everyone around or change your relationships with them. Now, don't get me wrong. They do need to give you space to be alone with your spouse and respect your house. But why do they feel like the only time you're going to speak to them is if you and your spouse are going through something negative? Then you call that person and you want to vent. But anytime that person calls you, they can't even get an answer on the phone. You send a quick text, I'll call you right back. 2-3 weeks go by and you still not have called that person back. If you don't realize that you have changed the dynamic of that relationship, then you're wrong. Your interpersonal with your spouse is the way you want it, but your relationships and friendships are now suffering. And if your spouse is that important that you don't need relationships with your families, you don't need relationships with your kids, you don't need relationships with your friends, you only need what he provides or that spouse provides for you, because men do it too when it comes to women. But if you only need that, then that's fine. Nobody's faulting you. But don't be mad that life goes on without you. Okay? Because at the end of the day, when I tell you I was so disgusted about that girl literally putting her baby up for adoption because her current boyfriend, did not want any kids. Here it is 2-3 years later. She's no longer with that man. Now she's fighting to get that little boy back. You think that little boy want that mom back? I don't think so. I don't. But guess what? You reap what you sow. Okay? Now he's still a kid under 10, so he won't have any choices but to go back with his mom if the state gives him back to her. But that relationship is now tainted and is never going to be the same. Just so you know. But again, don't lose yourself in a relationship. A relationship is supposed to enhance you. And I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan in the world, but Beyonce said it the best. She said she's glad that she knew who she was and had a life before Jay-Z. So now she can still live her life and he can still live his, but they meshed them together. So know who you are before you lose yourself and everything that you ever loved in a relationship. Nobody said the relationship was going to end, but it's going to just be you and that person. No friends, no family, just you and them. That's not how it always is supposed to. That's not how it was meant to be. It's really not. So if you're one of those people who say to your friends, I'm in a relationship now, I can no longer be the friend that I used to be, then understand you're not a good friend wholeheartedly. I need you to know that. Know who you are and know who you're with and build that together as a team. There's no reason for your spouse to have to get rid of. Now, don't get me wrong. If they got friends and shit that they used to sleep with, okay, yeah, they need to get rid of them. But there's no reason for them to get rid of their children. There's no reason for them to get rid of their besties. There's no reason for them to get rid of their parents just because they're in a relationship. And when you lose yourself in that relationship and you wake up years down the line and nobody fucks with you, because of that. But set your spouse's people, understand something. That's what you laid out. And people don't go back and change when you got them accustomed to that because you're tired of doing it. So think long and hard before you cut off people that's been in your life 30, 40, 50 years over a spouse. It's not always conducive to any situation in the world. Okay? I'm going to be honest. Even when I got married and my ex said, oh, we're moving here. We moved to Texas. I moved to New Mexico. Yes, I moved. But I did not stop speaking to my friends and family. Why? Because they were here before him. And they still here after him. Right, Bugger? And they still here after him. And when you literally start seeing your friends and family saying they need to have an intervention just because you are not you anymore. And when everybody sees it, not just your family, but your friends as well, it's really you. You are the problem. Learn yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, and learn to mesh shit together and not lose yourself in a relationship. You're better than that. I love you to life. Deuces, babies. Say a prayer. And don't forget, my Yanni Steam, ladies, my Yanni Steam store is open. We are selling the Yannis, the seats, and the freaking teas. And the location is opening soon. I hope to see you there. Deuces, babies.